Hi there, it's Melanie from Parents Matter Huon Valley here. Thanks for joining us again. Today I'm going to be chatting with Geoff, who is the principal at Huonville High. He's going to actually join us for a couple of videos, but today's video is mostly going to be talking about the Education Act, which sounds pretty formal, but we'll try and make it as informative as we can in a chatty fashion. So Geoff, for parents who we're hoping to get this information to, who maybe went to school 20 years ago, the Education Act has changed a bit in recent times.
It has, yeah.
So things are a little different now for kids leaving school, or the potential to leave school has changed a bit. Can you talk a little bit about that for us?
Okay, so the Education Act changed in 2016, and it was a emphasis on the fact that we know the longer young people stay in education, or anybody stays in education, and gets better qualifications, the better off they are in all aspects of life. So health, well-being, and obviously financially.
Yes.
So with regards to the changes in the Act for this year's year 12s, this is the first year that they will actually be required to stay at school until they turn 18.
Yes.
And most do turn 18 through the year, or they can leave if they have a certificate 3 in a trades, or they can finish year 12.
So I guess on that note, as you say, it changed a few years ago, but it's been a bit of a progressive thing, hasn't it?
So it's been stepped in. So
so some people might say, oh, but my brother left at 17. That's changed.
Completely changed. So the Act now is by law.
Yes.
You must stay for those conditions. I think the only alternative to that is it used to be a Australian school-based apprenticeship.
Yes.
Could have you 2 days at work and 3 days at school. Now I believe they're changing that in the future. So there's a bit of a carrot, I think.
Yes.
But don't quite. Well, actually, I shouldn't be saying it really if you can't quote me. That it will turn to 35 hours work around the ABS, ABSPA. Yeah.
Sure. And so, I think there's maybe still some potential to be doing some work, so long as it's qualification-based work. That's right.
Exactly right.
Not work at the local milk bar, but something that's getting you a qualification. So, of course, not everybody fits the mould to be educated right through, so there might be some ability to get work that is giving you a qualification and still coming and doing.
Absolutely.
Some
and again,
work
it's that understanding that, yes, some students or some young people, school doesn't work for them at a certain point in time.
Yeah.
So they do need to get out into the workforce, but they still do need to stay connected to work, to education.
To school.
Yep.
So there's some great pathways there. I think Huonville have some pretty flexible ability in the curriculum, and we're here at the Trade Training Centre today, we'll go and do another video which will be up hopefully at some time in the future about this facility here, but also with year 11 and 12, which Huonville now offers. So for parents that aren't aware of that, Huonville offers year 11 and 12 also. So I think main points then, Geoff, children need to stay at school until 18.
18 young people, yes.
Yes, unless they're getting some kind of qualification at a training centre of some kind. So TAFE or...
Yep, and ideally to the end of year 12, because to turn 18 and just leave is counterproductive.
And so most of the options for kids here in the Huon Valley would be year 11 and 12 here at Huonville High.
Yes.
Or potentially attending the Trade Training Centre, or a combination of both.
Or a combination of both.
Often children will also move up to Hobart College.
That is still an option. So when you get to year 11, there's no in-area type enrolment. For example, if you live in area and you're in year 10, you must come to this school unless there's special provision.
Sure.
But in year 11, you have a choice. So we often have shared enrolments with Hobart College. So some students do some time up there and some time down here, particularly with our Trade Training Centre here.
Yeah, great. So that leaves it pretty open for your kids to have a pretty flexible learning potential past grade 10, working towards, maybe university, as we discussed last week with Lucy, or maybe working towards a job. So I think there's lots of options there, Geoff.
And we've had students do everything. We've had, obviously, we're really proud of our Year 11-12 program and the number of students who've gone out into the workforce, but also we've had students go through to university as well.
Yeah, so it's really fantastic. As always, we are getting our website more populated every day, so keep checking back in there. We will have a link to Huonville High School on that website, and of course the Education Department as well. So if you want to click through to, there's some good stuff on the Education Department about the Education Act and how that works, and there's some simple ways there to explain it pretty clearly with some good visual charts for people who want to look a bit further into that. So I think that's all for today's interview. Join us pretty soon too for a nice tour of the Trade Training Centre, and we'll be looking at Huonville High School's Year 11-12 options as well. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you soon.